GPS, we can feel it is key. And by time, well, how? Little meeting daughter. All right, congratulations. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I will make a motion to approve the minutes from February 18th as written. Second. All in favor? Perfect. Willing in. Finishing up. Tonight is department heads. First one, Ms. Boyle.
Budget committee meeting had a meeting last night. We got through the fire department budget and also the planning board budget, so that those are all set. We've been working on the website trying to get the information that needed onto it, and that's about it for me.
Ms. Drain.
So I'll have the warrant listed on Thursday. And we wanted to give a copy of the warrant to each of you guys, just so you can view it over before I do that. And then the absentee ballots for the April 1st referendum will be available on Thursday 27th as well. As nomination papers for June 10th and June 11th for the open convention.
Perfect. ACO, what you got?
Well, we're chasing goats down during the last snowstorm at Luso Main Street.
Yeah, I've seen them out there a few times.
Oh, no, these are different goats.
Oh,
What I said. They were, she cried out, called her crying because they got loose and she couldn't catch them.
That's your goat whisperer now too?
I guess so.
Nice.
Goat. Yeah, had a dog bite and that's it.
Did it hurt?
Nope, didn't break the skin of that.
Fire chief.
Oh.
Have it.
Perfect. Still works. Powered. Nice. Good.
We did, one propane leak, did a structure fire, 2 mutual aid calls, electrical hazards of 2, 3 motor vehicle accidents, a snowmobile fire on the trail, and 11 medical cars.
How many medical?
11,
Oh my.
that's just the month of February.
All those people.
Maybe not for money anymore.
Oh, not to be honest. The dry hydrants head down on the Burma Pond is broke. We found that out when we hooked on with, so I gotta get a new tank and replace it. Foam systems, I'm sending the trucks out so the foam systems can be repaired. They're not, we found out that they're not activated. So they're gonna look at those, yep. The fire extinguisher company will be here tomorrow to replace the fire extinguishers that were supposed to be replaced. They didn't have enough, so they're gonna come back and they're gonna put a K fire extinguisher in the community center because that's supposed to have one in the kitchen. When he was doing that, we were doing the check, he spotted one on the wall, and he said, that should be a K. I said, well, you get me one. So they're gonna change it and put a K in.
When was the last time they came in?
Last year.
And they didn't notice it?
I've had been here all these years and they never said a word, so. He was looking at the
Different guy or a new guy?
different guy.
Ah,
They were doing the hood system, he was looking at that, and they did that last year, so he's looking at it all over, and he asked off the fire extinguishers. We got a K system, he said that should be a K in the fire, in the kitchen, so I ordered one that will be in tomorrow. So we never replaced that. And I reached out to Susan Collins' office today, asked about the grant, where the president has froze it, and she said, not right now. Continue to work on your project, and I have it in writing. I got the question,
Good.
I have it.
The reason being is I don't want to send out an RFC
Yep.
and be on the hook. If
They
we do a architect engineer company, we agree, because with the time frame that they're putting on that RFP of 5 days, figure 10 max,
Yeah,
they come in. We have a document, we sign it, now we're on the hook. If that money goes away, that's coming out of the 950.
so I asked Kylie, I said, I'm inquiring about the CDS grant. Where the president froze the federal grant, is that impacting our grant? And she says, not right now, keep working hard to get your grant in order.
Okay, can you reach out to the USDA?
I didn't hear reached out to 2 people, I have not heard back from them yet. I reached out this afternoon, so I'll be getting a, but if Susan Collins has said they haven't froze it, that's probably higher than USDA. But I reached out.
I don't know, USDA is the one cutting the checks, not
I know,
Collins.
but I haven't reached out to them. And I haven't heard from them. Yep.
Sweet.
On that?
Oh, I talked to Doug today, the owner representative. There'll be an RFP for the Clutch of the Works.
Oh, okay, yep,
Greg's working on that right now, should have it by end of the week for that part. And Greg's going over the RFP right now. I should have any new verbiage for that like tomorrow.
okay,
So
sounds good.
Mr. Lucy. Safety committee.
Well, half of it you guys just covered with an RP that we're kind of trying to finalize. It's been sent to legal, they're reviewing it. That's the answer from Collins' office about whether we're doing. That's kind of where we're at. We have another meeting Thursday with any luck. We'll be able to Thursday night here. With any luck, that'll be, we're packaging the RFP to send out. But well, I guess we'll wait till we hear from legal, and that'll be that.
Christian Paul.
Mhm.
Should be bringing a bill for.
Yeah, all right, that's fine.
Okay. Health officer.
You got it.
Any pro-
On that, all right. Well, I thought that. 36, 27, 28. There's a number on the wall there, right above fire extinguisher. What's that number? 25.
25.
It's really this afternoon.
That's the average age. Gotta stop placing people under arrest here. Mentioned at the last meeting that the safety committee, health and safety committee had discussed returning to this hepatitis B vaccination employer record. And I'm informed that we've already begun having some of them looked at. Whether or not they're accepting of the offer or not is not for us to say, but we're gonna make them the offer. But I would like, at some point in time, I would like to rediscuss that entire situation with the safety committee, health and safety committee, and then come and discuss it with you first. The wording of this, quite honestly, I've read it quickly, but I understand that my occupational exposure to blood and other potentially infectious materials. If you look at the job descriptions of pretty much everybody that works for the town, there's nothing in there that says there's an expectation that they're gonna be exposed to blood and gore.
Listen, paper cuts are real, pal.
Well, I was informed that one time there was a lot of blood out here because what was not here. Somebody showed up to register their car or something, slammed their hand in the car door and came in. So I guess we've got to be prepared, but so my next question was then, we tell people, just go to Richard Hospital. It's in all of the policy and procedure manuals. the address, phone number down. Do we have some kind of a standing, an arrangement, a program with them? Or are we gonna be walking in saying, I need this hepatitis thing, and yes, I will pay the $40 copay? I don't know. I don't know
No
who said
arrangements
this.
that I know
Hmm.
Okay.
I
Maybe I
think we'll
should
just go
investigate that. I better make a phone call.
Primary care doctor.
of. 29. Oh, one more.
Okay, I have been known to take bribes. Next, 3 people through the door. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Public Works Director. What you got?
Other than the paper I give Q3.
Yeah.
I've got some sand delivered today and tomorrow, getting a little low. And I'm waiting on the salt delivered. I guess all our salt went down south. Which Maine ain't getting much.
So I'm getting.
Oh, well, get some, but it's taking a while.
I know Denmark up there.
Yeah, because but they borrowed back. Did you see the deal on Everett? Well,
Yes. Yes, that's nice. So do we just discontinue the rest of that?
well, Mr. Costello give us permission to make a turnaround.
Yep. At the bottom. That's at the bottom at the end.
No, it's when we the 400 feet.
Oh, okay. So he owns that
And
on the
yeah,
right.
there's a gate there.
Yeah.
It's already a trail that said we could, either put some gravel or pad, not to get our trucks turned around.
Sound like a deal?
I'm just gonna say it's not a very good turnaround, because I used to use it, but
Yeah, because,
Well,
he's given us permission
he's given it
to do it.
to use.
10,000 square foot.
Yeah, well. I don't know how to say it, but I mean, it used to be, it's grown in quite a bit now, but it used to be open. But it's on the left-hand side of the road, and it's slightly uphill a little bit. It will work, but it's not very handy.
It's no idea.
Well, it's just, it's an option.
It is, that's, yeah.
Why don't we just, let's discontinue one maintenance.
Well, our last storm, I don't know what's going on, the last storm, his buddy plows there. And they're plowing. And if they're gonna plow it. When the town truck goes by, sees it plowed, why would he? Go in if it's already plowed? But sometimes if we don't plow it. They call.
No, that. Where there's resident gardens, but we're, you turn into.
Yeah,
First house on the left,
There's two places, one at the top, one on the left.
right,
Right.
I don't know if we'd end up. I don't know, say some kind of damage or something when you pull them. You know,
It's not.
Yeah, one of
it's not-
the-
the road is closing from
right,
not. We'd still do the summer, gravel it, grade it, all that stuff. We're just not going in there with plow.
I don't know the secret, to be honest with you, Rick, I know how to close roads that. Same as like from the Farmbrook Road where there's no houses, or close that every 10 years. But when you go to close a road to winter maintenance, where there's already someone, established on that section of road.
Well, it's no different than potato broke.
No, that was already closed. There's a difference.
Right, and that, but you're mentioning residents, there's 4 full-time residents on it. So,
But they moved in when the road was closed.
understood.
This road is open and now you're trying to close, say that,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? All the legal,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah, there you go.
Process.
Is that up?
But if it's an actual road.
Right.
Where's that out?
So you mean Everett Road?
When you say road to me, a road goes from point A to point B, this road goes to a house.
Yeah,
It's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
That's a driveway. to me,
Well,
but.
could be a dead end road. There's a lot of dead end roads. You go up on, the hill where Mr. Lucy lives. That's goes up and you got, you know what I'm saying? Well, there is a house on the right now with the farm mountain. Or like up Thurston Road, you drive up in there and there's one house at the end. But it's still, it's a dead end road. It's not a drive.
Right. Back in the day, didn't that Thurston Road go
It used to go all the way over to the, on where
with, yeah,
Lucy's Road is.
Yeah.
There's a bridge out over there now.
right. But this particular road, did it ever go anywhere?
190 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, you're old enough to know back in the Model 8 age.
Yeah.
Well, Walter Whitman, through that.
Let's not get into that, all right? It's, all I'm saying is, I don't know the procedure, I know for roads that are summer maintenance roads only. I mean, we have to close them every 10 years for winter maintenance. But you don't, there's no residents on. If you try to close a road where there's residents on, could be,
Yeah, well,
you see what I'm saying?
yeah, I'll reach out to Lee and ask question.
I mean, I don't have no problem closing, don't get me wrong, I'm
Well,
just,
no, I wasn't saying closing it, I was just, because it is a pain
yeah,
to get turned around.
I agree 100% with that.
If you can't get turned around and you go up there and then you get in trouble.
We used to go, the road went all the way into the house.
Right.
I said, when the old houses, and they had a big enough area, so we turned around and they had dooryard. And then they tore the house down or whatever, but they rebuilt the house or built a new one. Then they added a garage on it. Now there's another building. This is no place to turn around.
Right.
So that's why they came to the town, Everett, Smith, came to the town to try to get the road closed totally. Because he wanted that space up there, he didn't want trucks. And then my understanding, Castelli owns land off, abuts that road. He didn't want the whole thing closed, so that's basically why he gave you this snowplow turn. Because he didn't want to see him, quote, just continue the road. There's no legal feet on that, but that's what I understand. But I would definitely, if I would suggest that you follow the lawyers and ask them.
Yeah, I'll ask her. They're gonna come to me. I'll talk to her tomorrow. We gotta find out about that RFP. Rec Director won't be here this evening. And then we got the Terry Egan, School Board.
Let's get my.
Miss Egan, you're up.
Specifically.
Yeah, the last week of the month.
Oops.
I've never asked to do this before, so I'm surprised. So would you like a report from the school board for last week
Please.
each month? Okay.
Yes.
What I can tell you now is coming up soon are going to be budget discussions, and there will be presentations and so forth for everyone who's interested. We'll post something on the website so you'll know when that is happening. And if you have any input, please let us know. I don't think there's anything urgent to report out on. We are probably going to be looking for another school board member for the next election that's coming up. So if anyone is interested or knows someone who is, please consider it. It's very important to have full participation in the school board. So please give it some consideration or nominate someone else to do it. But I think that's about it. I think it's important. That is by next meeting.
Thank you.
Pardon me? Once the board. I'll have to go back. Okay.
Yes, right, so
Yeah.
May I,
Yeah, Marco.
something of the school committee member? Over the past several years, it depends on who you talk to, but there was a time when the school budget, there was a meeting of all the town or in the various towns that made up the district. And we would get Brownfield folks together in a room and vote yes or no. Now you're expected to go to the edifice down in Freiburg. And I think if we talk to Michelle, she could verify the fact that sometimes it's 4 or 5 voters from the town of Brownfield that show up to vote. I'm curious as to what steps one would have to implement to return the district back to each town has their own say in it, as opposed to this one happy group at night when it's all school teachers.
Would you send an email to the superintendent asking that exact question? We're gonna send an email, Bill.
Beautiful, thank you.
Code enforcement. The awesome haircut.
It's growing on me, you know, much
Wow,
like the town.
come on now.
So I don't have anything out of the department. I just came today because Gary Moore came in and I'm just curious as to what the outcome was to Cornhole. I'm sorry, I said that last time too. Corn Hill Road.
Okay. Cornhill Road. Town's attorney looked into it. I had a conversation with, Walt Pugsley Jr. He owned several lots up in there. He logged well over 100 some odd acres up there. He did road improvement up there. The piece that was called the heater piece, that's Mr. Mort's piece. The cut through that went to the top of the hill next to your house was cut in there for the Model A cars. They'd have to back up the hill because they're gravity feeds. It was too steep at the beginning. So the actual Cornhill Road that was there is that long driveway that essentially goes straight up, that they were taking the driveway goes up and then the house was way up top. That is the Cornhill Road. He's got the maps. He has the old maps. And he also has the permits that were issued by the state. So, the town is respectfully asking whoever did that, says that that's the driveway that's not next to your house, the one that's at the bottom of the hill that goes straight up, please keep it open. There is public easement. So you can't close it off. There's public easements allowed. Foot traffic. If you look at public easement in the statute, it's foot traffic. So however you all need to get along, that is actually the public easement that was signed. There are documents that were signed 2005 and 2008, maintaining the town's public easement on that. And not to mention, it would have been under statutory abandonment. Statutory abandonment happens when a town or city has not maintained a road for at least 30 years, turning that former road automatically into a public easement. So if the property owner decided, well, this is a goat path, I'm putting a house in here and I'm going to improve this, it's my driveway now. It doesn't work that way. It's still maintained as a public easement for the public. So I'm going to ask everybody that has to do with that there, please don't put snowbanks up there, don't put rocks up there, don't block the access. Please don't. Let's put an end to this. There are people that have the ability to go up that road. It is still a town public easement. right away, it's public easement. So I'm asking all the property owners up there, please abide by that. Does anybody have a problem with that?
I have questions, not
Please.
necessarily problem. We own the house up top,
Okay,
and as it goes up from Conway Road, it's a deeded right away. What happens if,
deeded right away to who?
to our house? I have the plans right here, registered at the registry of deeds.
Yep,
The deeded right away,
which is the driveway at the bottom of the
the
hill,
driveway you're talking about,
correct?
which has never been blocked.
Well, what I'm saying is in that corner. In the corner, when you get up to the top of that hill,
Yes,
on that driveway.
Yeah.
It goes to the right to go to the house up top, and
it
then
does.
it's, if you continue straight,
Yeah,
you got the heater piece, the
Yeah,
cut
over
through,
the areas.
right there.
yeah.
There were snowbanks being piled up.
We
Into
plow our driveway, it's a corner. You can have this cliff when you plow around a corner, you have a snowbank.
Understood, sir, yes. Yep,
I have no obligation to plow straight ahead to Corn Hill Road. I've never stopped anybody plowing straight ahead to Corn Hill Road.
well, Cornhill Road is, it goes,
Go straight to Hampshire Road.
no, that's called the heater piece. That was a cut that was put in way back, that was put in there. They cut that in because Model A cars couldn't get up the hill driving up.
Short section through Gary's. I'm talking if you go from Center Conway Road straight up the hill.
Right, but I was up there, all three of us and the public works director were up there,
Yeah,
and the plow came down and pushed straight towards Gary's, Mr. Moore's place,
yeah.
and then backed up, and then came around and came back, and it was plowed. There was a sizable bank
We have
That
a
was
box
put up
there for the UPS delivery people.
that's at the bottom, correct?
It's right at that corner.
Okay.
And
Oh, yeah.
We also plow a big area at the
Yep.
bottom so people can turn around and all that.
Yep.
But at that corner, we have a UPS box there.
Mhm.
We plow so the truck can back up. So UPS truck can do a 3-point turn there.
Yeah, I think what's really been happening is tradition.
But,
For years, we've gone straight through where Gary's is.
yes,
So there was never any need to not put a snowbank there because we were always going the other way. So now if you're saying that Cornhill Road is the bottom part of that driveway, then I'll just come out to there and we'll move that snowbank. So
The snowbank shouldn't be there because, I mean, when you go around the corner, there's only so much it's gonna leave.
it leaves a lot.
Yeah.
Well, there's gonna be some,
Yeah.
there's gonna be some bank there, you know, when
Yeah.
you're talking 3 feet of snow,
yeah.
you know, there's gonna be something there. It's not gonna be like just a, you know,
Yeah,
a gradual.
It's a wide corner. And when it's a sharp corner, so in my truck, I can't push the snow to the left, I have to push it to the right.
Yep.
Because otherwise the back tires dig into the bank when you try to go around it. I have to plow downhill because of that my truck won't push it up.
Oh, it's steep. That ain't no joke.
So more snow does end up on that side than the inside. And we plow so the UPS truck can turn around.
And we also plowed it just because we're in the understanding that,
Yeah.
that was always our driveway, because when we bought the house, that's what,
Yeah.
everything was on paper that way, and when we did buy the house 8 years ago, it was also, up until a few years ago, a sign that said Cornhill Road on the section, little section.
Heater,
On the heater piece, yeah.
yeah, heater.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's where we. can
The-
apply.
The lady that I believe you bought, Eleanor,
Yeah.
she's the one that moved, she put that sign up.
I hear that sound.
No, the original Cornhill Road sign,
Yeah,
she paid for that sign for Mr. Pugsley,
yeah.
and yes, that was,
But there
it was never called the heater piece to anybody else. It was never identified as the heater, just to people, that was just her, you know, and several of the pieces were sold up there multiple times. So, but according with the old maps,
Yeah,
it's the bottom of the hill that was one, the top by yours was cut in, for the Model A traffic.
Could I see, that documentation on the foot traffic type thing? Cause what trumps what here? A deeded right away, which we have a deed, on our deed says that we have to maintain it.
Mhm.
Not Eleanor Peterson, and we have to prorate. We prorate maintaining it.
Mhm.
Which, like that bottom section last year, I bought 2 loads of gravel.
Mhm.
300 and something bucks each.
Yep.
I spent 2 days cutting brush
Mhm.
and of course plowing.
Okay, so if you look at Registry of Deeds, you should be able to pull up on that piece that you own now from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
That in 2005 and 2008, documents were signed by the town maintaining the public easement of that.
I've been looking.
Yeah, I believe you have a copy of both of those, if you could provide those to his.
Yeah.
That in itself is,
Yeah.
there's your documentation that it is a public easement. So,
And that is the Registry of Deeds.
yeah, it should be,
I have copies of all that going back to the 1800s,
right,
stating what Point Hill Road is. So
and,
it's all here.
that the
I got
two.
6 copies of the deed stating where Corn Hill Road is. In, same with the easement, and the people who use that portion of the easement are required to maintain it on their own, is what it states.
Do you have the copies of the town signed 2005 and 2008 documents
I believe
that
I
have,
do.
that state that it's a public, maintained as a public easement?
I have a
Sorry?
2000
I couldn't find them. I looked at.
But hopefully he's got a copy of them right now.
I have a 2012, 2011, and 06, and 05, and 01.
Those were
1941.
those were set as the public easement.
And it says the electrical easement on Illinois property. I've had many conversations with Eleanor before she passed in depth about my property. And I would not buy that property. I had my lawyer research to make sure there were no easements on my property, no right of ways, no nothing. That was the only reason I bought it, and I have all proof of that, so. So the reason we're all here is I asked 3 years ago for the determination of Corn Hill.
Yep.
And that's where all this is coming from, so it's just to determine where Corn Hill is.
Yep.
Because, Barry and his wife and his brother-in-law, I gave them permission to come through my property because there was always a problem with going up Corn Hill. But the other issue is I hold all liability for people cutting through my property.
Right.
And, they're plowing part of my property to get the snow out with equipment, but the liability is all mine. Because nobody's carrying liability to put equipment on my property and remove snow. So that's really why we're here. I asked for determination of where Corn Hill Road is.
Yes.
And we've been using that road to get out since we bought
Yeah.
it, it's 35 years.
I mean, we've been great neighbors.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that
now
was
it's
just
the
it.
confusing part that we need to, we step in this and.
Well, where,
Should we go?
right at that corner, there was, they put a log landing in. Because there was a sawmill up higher.
Yeah.
Up top, there was an old sawmill still up there, and that was, I want to say early 80s that stopped being used. That was family that was doing that.
That's their plan now.
Yeah, so,
Sawmill.
yeah, and everybody got used to utilizing that, the heater piece cut through.
Yeah.
Because that's where everybody went. But
And that
your
became
driveway,
the road
your driveway
in our mind.
at the bottom of the hill, that is where you drive up and go to your house.
Yeah.
That was improved back in the early 80s so they could get log trucks out of it. So,
You're saying at the bottom of the hill?
yes, Mr.
No, it
Pugsley,
wasn't.
well,
I
Mr.
have-
Pugsley has
I
the
have
permits to
Google
prove it.
I have Google Map. You want to see a picture of it?
Yeah, well, it's enough to get a log truck in there. It's not, you're not going in there to turn, the equipment around. There was a log landing up by where Mr. Mort's at, and going up there. Do you have the copy of the public easement? I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
outside.
You.
Yeah, we got 'em.
Yeah.
The driveway talking about is Great, that's awesome, must have been looking for that. The driveway we're talking about is right here.
Yep. That's
With our driveway coming down,
Yep.
that's Gary's house.
Yep.
In 2003,
Yep.
there's nothing, there's no
Okay.
log yard there.
Now, no, you didn't listen to what I said.
Yeah.
I said in the early eighties, that's 20 years later, okay? The heater piece over by Gary's,
Yeah.
they would
that's right.
bring, they would come in and they would go down. The logger improved, he improved that
Yeah.
so that they could get their logging equipment in and out of there.
All right.
Because they logged well over 100 acres. And it was select cut for several different owners that had properties up there. So this is already dated 20 years after when
Yeah.
they
All
were
right. I
there.
thought you said the early 2000s.
No, 1980s, early 80s, and that's the maintenance of the public
Yeah.
easement.
I came here and talked to Michelle in Wanda
Yep.
about abandoned roads and how they're treated, and they knew nothing. They said there's two ways to do it, and they couldn't explain anything to me. They didn't tell me this document was even.
Yeah, believe me,
See this attached to any deed.
it's been an education for me.
Yeah, we didn't know anything
100%.
until Gary brought it up either. We've
Yeah.
always gone.
100% education.
Yeah, which I have no problem with that, and, Gary and John have both come up the driveway since they moved, whenever they came up. But like Barry said, he's been cutting through Gary's for 35 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So now they're saying that that cut-in road where it goes straight
Yeah.
down, that's the original Cornell Road.
Yeah.
So the other question is, can we get a sign that says Cornell Road? How do you go about getting a sign that says Cornell Road? Can we just put one up?
Public Works.
It's a private
Town
road,
road.
it's not a town road, it'll be a,
See, that's
but
Hey, Chief.
private.
Chief,
gonna become a.
do they,
It's a private road that the association or the homeowner buys the sign.
what if it's still maintained public easement?
That. Actually. That's a gray area.
I don't know the legality.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Regardless of who owns what, it doesn't matter. The town maintained the public easement aspect of it. So do we put a sign up or do we not?
How do we get towns to maintain it?
Gotta figure out who pays for it. I mean, who pays, our Swan Hill on the other side, that's a town road. The town put that up,
Right.
which is a different color than a sign that goes on a private property or.
Yeah, they're blue for private, green for,
Right.
right.
Right,
So-
that may end up with a different color. Because technically, it's a road road. Only
Right.
needs posts.
Yeah, we don't put one up.
I looked it up today, the signs aren't that much, CJ Harmon's gonna do the same thing, signs like $20. There's, and the blue sign, then you add the text of, what do you mean,
I'll
whatever.
make the town an offer and pay for your son. How's that?
I'll take it up on it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
As far as liability on our end.
Liability.
Having a public easement come up, deeded right away.
It's,
Are we to be concerned for liability reasons?
Well, you don't own that, Tom. You guys don't even abut that right away. So Kayla owns that technically.
Yeah.
And I think he
I know.
doesn't hold any liability on the right of way.
It's on John's deed. I've seen it on John's deed and the piece of property you bought, that right away is on your deed.
who's John?
Somebody, that's my brother-in-law.
No, Rick, nice to meet you.
So. And so who ends up maintaining the public way now?
It's public easement, not public way.
Public easement then?
Correct. What's that?
It comes down to, when the user can maintain it.
I have a copy of that easement if you'd like to read it.
So it's not, I mean, we have it from down.
The electrical easement.
Oh, not the electric.
It's a utility easement.
You could do like. Oh,
Yeah.
Big copies, but I've heard you get that.
Make sure it's not.
We should decide if we just the road side, Brownfield Road, then like Frank said, put on the deed easement.
But firefighter what it is.
Yeah.
We don't wanna think into it. Town road.
Yeah, it's not down road.
Yeah.
It's just public easement, which is by definition foot traffic. Pretty much, right, so. So. Okay. All right, we're good on that. She's making a copy of that right now. All right.
I don't know if I like that. You said that in public easement. In
other words. If they take a. Have a right to do it, yes, but if it's foot traffic. Pretty much the definition.
So to clarify the factor.
Correct, they can walk it before, they can walk the front thing, but it's not for anything else or like.
Okay, January 2 meeting? Okay. You just don't know.
Beginning of public meeting.
I said my job.
One, five. Two. Excessive. Which is what they're thinking about killing.
For one thing, I think you need to understand is who has the right to.
Hey, folks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
We're good. Anything else? Cornhill? All right.
To say, thank you very much for looking in.
Yes. Very well. It's been an education, really. It truly has. I mean, I honestly didn't know what the definition for public easement meant, or, the maintainability or anything like that. I had no idea. And, yeah, quite a few conversations with them.
Makes a bunch of us.
What's that?
Takes a bunch of us that
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that. I didn't know that even existed.
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
your documents, and just the sheer amount of information. And I'm not an assessor, I'm not a surveyor, so reading some of that stuff, it's like, well, quite a bit of time with the town's attorney and looking into it, and then talking to people that actually have state permits that didn't work up there, and yeah.
I've been buying land for 30 years, so I know how to read all this stuff.
That tells me you're old. Yes, yes. And this is for the draft.
Also short-term rentals.
Yeah. Okay. Right, this is for the
Tomorrow night.
right, yes, for the information. All right, I was asked a question on the town having its own Facebook page. So I am in favor of it because it reaches out to people that are on that platform, which is actually quite a few people. There are a lot of surrounding communities that do it. So Miss Patty reached out and post strictly informational posts, notices, hour changes, closing, etc. Leave commenting off 100%. This isn't a, hey, let's go back and forth. So,
It's half of it.
what do y'all think?
I gotta think about it.
Well, we need to do something tonight, so we're not wasting money on a town's attorney coming up with a policy.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think it's a good idea with no comment.
Agreed.
It's just another way to get information out to the public.
Correct.
A lot better than putting it in the paper or something.
So who accesses the Facebook from the town? No town officials, put any comments on the Facebook. As far as, personal opinions or anything,
There are no comments.
no comments at all.
Correct. It is information.
Yeah, it's a page that's like private. I think a lot of people use that.
Yeah, there's like two.
Isn't that what the new town's website is for giving information?
Correct.
How many of them would we need?
This is just another outlet.
Yeah,
There are more people that are on Facebook than will probably ever pull up the Brownfield Maine.gov website. Because if they join that group, if something's posted, it's a reminder. It pops up.
Goes right to their page.
Correct. More people are gonna get, it's a broader base for information to be put out to the public. And
That's a true influence.
yes, true information. So yes, 100%, because one of the number one complaints that the taxpayers have in Brownfield, well, I didn't know that was going on. I didn't know that meeting was happening. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Well, if we add more avenues to get the information out there, then that lessens that complaint. And it doesn't cost us anything. So it's a free platform.
It's blowing up their news feeds. They can't say they didn't see it.
Right.
They probably saw it 100 times over.
Ms. Hazard?
So is there a way when you have the website that you can have, like a link over to your Facebook page?
Yeah.
And then have the post that you're putting on Facebook mirrored on the town's website? So there should be a way.
She's our internet diva.
Great.
She's
Yeah.
very well versed in that stuff. I don't know. I couldn't answer.
Perfect.
No idea. I don't even have the outlook yet. Yeah. So, yeah.
Get up to the top.
Yeah. Don't yell at me.
No, I won't. There's no opportunities to make comments, correct?
Correct. There will be no, this is a no comment.
Posts, where they call them. At the bottom, it won't say comment or anything, will it say share?
It will say share because
That will be something that.
People share that with their.
Yeah, I don't know.
People share.
I know private, you can share it, you can like it, but you can't comment.
Right.
Once you share it though, can that person comment on that?
No.
No, there'll be no comments.
Here we go.
Without the original page having comments opened, they can't happen.
The original administrator, if they say no comments, once you share it, it still goes the same way.
But you can't comment.
You can't comment.
Good, thank you.
Feel with that. The only concern I have is that, in order to access it, you have to be a Facebook user, right? In other words, I'm not a Facebook member, I can't access that page.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not a Facebook member,
They did.
right?
Well, yeah,
Oh, you are now?
I don't go on Brownfield Mountain. Mrs. Davis, she out there? Yeah, I know she is. So that, you're on Facebook, Frank, you don't know it.
I don't know. And no, I don't get into the gossip.
But I mean, it's,
No water. We're talking.
Oh, man.
but it is a commercial venture that we're supporting. It's by joining it, I mean, and these are just concerns, I mean, you know, if I go on the rec department, the old website we had, it immediately defaults me to Facebook.
Mhm.
And I can't do anything, because I'm not a Facebook member, I can't get any rec department information. So, that's one of the problems I have, is that it's only accessible to members.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so my argument to that would be, become a member. If you want to access that information via that avenue, then become a member. If you don't want to be a member, then you're gonna find the next way to access that information, whether that's, coming into the town office, electronic sign, that'll do wonders.
No, well, no electronic sign.
Yeah,
So,
electronic sign.
limiting what, because you're not a member of something, shouldn't be a deciding factor in limiting, the other people on having access to that.
Well, what I'm saying is, if something is gonna be available for the taxpayer and the town citizens to use, it should be open to them without having to join. Because it's a commercial enterprise.
How's it a commercial enterprise? We're not
How
paying,
is it a commercial enterprise?
we're not advertising on it.
No,
We're
not
not,
us.
we're not paying,
That portion, but
well, there's no cost.
no, but it is a commercial business.
Well, I don't care if they make money. I could care less.
Well, I think
Right.
it
So it's a
was
newspaper.
gonna be linked.
It's not advertising.
Sorry?
So it was also gonna, if you went through Facebook, you could go back to the original webpage anyway, so if the original webpage is still there, same information. There's nothing keeping anybody from seeing it, it's just a different avenue too.
Right, it's just another platform
So if you
to
don't.
get information up.
To get it off the website,
But-
but if people can't go to the website, but they have Facebook, they can check their Facebook and find it.
But if I go on the rec department, and that is in the same way. If you go on the rec department section of the website, town website, you automatically get referred to Facebook.
No,
So you have
no.
all the information you want on the town website that will be on the Facebook website.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Every business uses Facebook, I understand.
So, we'll make a motion to have just Patty work with Kathleen Wade at Drummond Woodson to draw up the policy to govern the social media platform for the town of Brownfield. Notice I said social media platform. Did you specifically say that we have a policy prior to enacting another avenue for platform? So I'll make the motion. Miss Patty works with Kathleen Wade at Drummond Woodson to draw up policy. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
You don't want any more discussion.
It does. We need to set up workshop for warrants. We gotta get moving on the warrant. I know the budget committee is not finished. Deb, we only got, what, 2 meetings left?
Yes.
Okay. So-
March 10th and March 24th.
So we, yourself, Lynn, us three, Miss Patty, need to come up, set up some type of workshop schedule so we can get moving on the warrant. So that she can get it done, because we're down to about 5.5 weeks before we should be wrapping up to send it to print, so that the taxpayers have it 30 days prior-ish to town meeting for review. So, well, Thursdays will probably, Thursday nights will probably be best because these three, well, those two are already here.
Mhm.
So it's just us and then we would figure out something to, I think you can leave early, like Monday or. No, this Thursday, no, I guess. So,
March 6th. The next Thursday.
I think March 5th is, started on ACOs and.
Six.
Oh, six, okay.
Does that work? I don't have any.
At 6,
5.
5 o'clock. You bringing supper?
Yes. I'll feed you, Benny.
Yeah, so I knew it, the chocolate chip cookies, I don't stand a chance.
It might be cheap pizza, but we don't judge.
I'm a pizza junkie, I eat anything.
We'll do that.
So we can work on work.
So let's do Thursday, and Thursday.
So 6/13/2027.
6/13/27.
Oh, just nothing.
Because that'll finish up, you said the 24th was the last meeting, Deb? 24th?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So that,
so we don't do the
so
20th.
here, we can finalize, we'll have the admin budget done, so we can do that.
Sounds like it.
And this is the town warrant, I do.
Well, it's, yeah. The 6th, 13th, 27th. We'll skip the week of the 20th. So we're good, because the last, budget committee meeting will happen that Monday, before the 27th. So we should be able to wrap it up pretty well. So,
3 days, okay.
yep. Try to do this 1 hour, hour and a half. Yeah, that's the
Yep,
big
okay.
That work? Yeah. So if you can put that on the website. I'm gonna say.
And Facebook.
Not yet.
Via email, mention.
This is a workshop.
So we have the correspondence folder. Has everybody seen the draft ballot for the April 1st referendum? All right, so Article 1, elect a moderator. Miss Boyle will be our moderator. Article 2, shall an ordinance entitled an ordinance to establish the Brownfield Municipal Fire Department be enacted. There are copies on the website, there are paper copies that are here available, they are water draft. Because we won't have that finalized version until the public hearing. We need to set public hearing for those 3 as well. Article 3, shall an ordinance entitled an ordinance to repeal the town of Brownfield dog control ordinance and to replace it with the town of Brownfield animal control ordinance be enacted. Article 4, shall an ordinance entitled Town of Brownfield Short-Term Residential Rental Ordinance be enacted. Article 5, shall the position of town clerk be changed from its current designation as an elected position to an appointed position upon expiration of the current term of the town clerk on June 30, 2027, or at the 2027 annual town meeting, whichever occurs first. Article 6, shall the position of treasurer tax collector be changed from its current designation as an elected position to an appointed position upon expiration of the current term of the treasurer tax collector on June 30, 2027, or at the 2027 annual town meeting, whichever first occurs. Article 7, to see if the town is successful in its efforts to secure funding through federal, state, private sources, or enterprise grant, and the grantor requires the town to contribute a portion of the cost, should the town's voters authorize a select board to contribute an amount not to exceed 25% up to 25,000 to be taken out of community center maintenance account. So there are no raise and appropriate articles in the referendum. Article 8, to see if the town will appropriate the sum of $725 to fund the following capital reserve account. Public Safety Building Construction Account, which was created as Article 7 in fiscal year warrant 2025. The total equals $950, which is the buy-in total for the federal grant obtained for the new public safety building. This amount will be transferred from town surplus funds. That is the balance that the taxpayers will be voting on.
You want to mention it would be here, April 1st, here with a written ballot, not.
Yeah, this is
not a public meeting. Yeah.
no, this is a referendum. This is ballot referendum. Yes. All right. February 4th, to whom it may concern on February 4th, 2025. The Board of Selectmen's meeting, the board unanimously voted to return a check issued to the town of Brownfield from the county of Oxford for the annual rent of the substation located at 84 Main Street. We, the town, appreciate police presence on Main Street because it makes our citizens feel safe and deters potential crimes. That was a motion and a vote that was carried. Secondary letter. Do you think the election's gonna wear you out? Spend Hill Road Agreement, we're just waiting on the,
Drew Corder sign it and send it back over here.
perfect, we'll sign that. That, but you know, that, we had talked about that coming out of, that 15 coming out of Road Boom. What do you guys want to do with this? It has to do with pricing of that and transfer station starters.
I'm probably looking at the ones.
Well, no, I'm saying is, do you want to do this, look at this, and we go over it at the informational meetings, or?
On the workshop,
right? Yeah, well,
yeah, I mean, let's set up a different,
Okay,
set
yeah,
up a time, or there's one of the workshops.
MB for the rec, for the tractor and implements, that was, so we can cover that then as well. Let's see. Soft surfaces. They'll be in the area from February 25th to 27th, so it'll be possible to stop by to discuss the playground safety service. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it very much. So you wanna meet with these people? It came from you. So
Yeah, that came to my email and I said, yeah, I didn't know if it was something that's gonna come up in the future.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt. Talk to them, get a rough idea. Because if we, like, the big playground out there, I wouldn't do it out here because we just put sand in there. But the big one out here, didn't they put a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, put a bunch of mulch out there at the end of the slide, and then over both sides of that, like road bridge or something. Because they put mulch out there to soften the blow.
We did all the walls out there, we haven't done nothing.
And done nothing out of that one. Yeah, could you talk to them? Want to know what they say? I'm still reading all that.
Oh, I don't want to know about it. You know, right, the whole thing. Before I said,
This broadband, you can trash that. That's fishing. It's, there's nothing that's gonna happen.
Okay.
That's kind of like never old is, so, okay,
I used to.
no, he's not. I have, in regards to this, say it is that, for, here, can I say what it is? Yes. Yeah, it's something that I kind of look to you both. And read it. And like I said, something I gotta talk to Kathy about one, or Thursday at your office. And see where we stand.
Yeah, I know.
What you good reason. We'll go through that. Yeah, so I was gonna have a stroke. I can see that.
Did you say Thursday or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, oh, that's, yeah, that was, back.
And.
Oh, that was probably on our end.
Yeah.
So we were that for. Oh.
If you could put this into on the floor. If you can put that up on her. File, please.
Yes. You're coming down.
Pay attention, man.
During the city, during the report, it was yellow coat. Yeah, and that yellow coat.
That's for the traction.
Oh.
That's empty. They should have dropped it. Quote. So we're gonna have to discuss that anyway. That'll be part of a workshop. What we're gonna be warrant on for purchase.
So on the rec center truck that we're talking about.
Yes.
So we're gonna go over to that.
Well, yeah, we'll do that in workshop case.
Okay, that's fine.
There's no sense going here.
No, no.
Discuss it and then decide if we're gonna do an article. Request.
Right.
So, yeah, what you can do.
You can all accounts, you have anything.
Yeah, I'll respond to that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I talked to Tony about that. I think it's on that. I did talk to Tony about that. They seemed to. Oh, the economics. It was draining today. Right now, sir.
Yeah. Have the estimates or the proposals come in on the side to come back?
No, there was supposed to be a meeting yesterday.
Oh, it's not.
Or today. Today, right? Signing.
It's going to be yesterday.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna get to look at them. Okay.
I'm all good. Okay.
I'm fine.
I'm good. Anybody from? In the far 40. Okay.
Thank you.
For?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not sure for what, but.
What big car with the suitcase? The big sign with the suitcase.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Going once.
All in the back? Yes, sir. Oh, say Tom.
Facebook tonight, the Brownfield page has been kind of fussing about the intersection of 113 and 160. Those are both state roads.
Yes. So the Pig Street and Main Street.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, they're just talking about a roundabout like they do over in Freiburg. I mean, over in Conrad.
No, the state came down here, it was what, 3, maybe 4 years ago?
Yeah.
There was a fatality out here, and that's what spurred the second look. Pretty much the state came back and said there's not enough accident out here to justify changing or altering the traffic pattern. And that was right from Maine DOT. We actually had meetings here with them. Group went out there, they looked, quite a bit of discussion. Vicky was part of that entire deal. Matter of fact, that's where we got our sign. Our speed limit sign for the rest of the year.
That little strip of land between Depot Street and 160. No.
Depot Street 160. No, that's privately owned.
Okay, well, question is when if you use Depot Street at all, you'll find everybody coming up 113 headed toward Freiburg cuts that right off and hits 160. There's no way to change that or put a curb or something there to keep people from cutting up. You got to be very careful when you come up to the end of Depot Street that you don't get run right over.
I live in time to let it work, or Depot Street's town road.
What's that?
State. Everything else around it is state road. We have what, 21 feet?
Well, the only thing you got there is you got Depot Street 160, 113, and a little 5.
Right.
I don't know.
I tried the traffic lights once, but that didn't work.
Yeah, no,
That was the option. You know what it's like to look at.
Yeah. We can ask the DOT to come out and take a look. Actually, you wanna reach out to them?
These people cut the end of Depot Street off. That's my question.
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they could reduce the speed limit coming in. I mean, it's at 45, it's crazy.
They already said that.
And it's, it should be further back away from the intersections. Before you get into it, and it's 45 coming into that.
They are, state already said no.
Oh, I
They're
know.
not, they're not gonna, there will be no change in traffic on those roads.
So we need-
It's posted, it's staying there, there's not enough accidents or reportable incidents to warrant a change.
So we need some people to volunteer to have more accidents.
Hey, I'm good with it. I'll give you a good tow rate. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. You do this every Tuesday.
Stop.